Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about our next topic of digestive system, which is large intestine. The large intestine is the terminal portion of the GI tract. The overall functions of the large intestine are the completion of absorption and production of certain vitamins, the formations of feces, and the expulsion of feces from the body. Yeah, the feces matlab stool. First, we'll see the anatomy of the large intestine. The large intestine, which is about 1.5 meter long and 6.5 centimeter in diameter in living humans and cadavers, extends from the ileum to the anus. It is attached to the posterior abdominal wall by its mesocolon, which is a double layer of the peritoneum. Now we'll see the parts of the large intestine. Large intestine is made up of the following parts: cecum with the appendix, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon or pelvic colon, rectum and anal canal. Structure of the wall of large intestine. Wall of large intestine is formed by 4 layers of the structures like any other parts of the gut. First is the serous layer. It is formed by the peritoneum. Second is a muscular layer. Smooth muscles of large intestine are distributed in 2 layers, namely the outer longitudinal layer and inner circular layer. The longitudinal muscle fibers of the large intestine are arranged in the form of 3 long bands called the taenia coli. The length of the taenia coli is less when compared to the length of large intestine. Because of this, the large intestine is made into series of pouches called the haustra. Third layer is a submucous layer. It is not well developed in large intestine. Fourth layer is a mucus layer. The crypts or labercune are present in mucosa of large intestine, but the villi, which are present in mucous membrane of small intestine, are absent in the large intestine. Only mucus secreting glands are present in the mucosa of the large intestine. Now we'll see the secretion of the large intestine. Large intestine juice is a watery fluid with pH of 8. Composition of large intestine juice. Large intestinal juice contains 99.5% of water and 0.5% of solids. Digestive enzymes are absent and concentration of bicarbonate is high in large intestinal juice. So in this chart we can see the composition of large intestinal juice, where the solids are 0.5% and water is 99.5%. If we are talking about the solids, then there would be organic substances and inorganic substances. In organic substances, albumin, globulin, mucin, urea and debris of epithelial cells are there. And in inorganic substances, sodium, calcium, potassium, bicarbonate, chloride, phosphate and sulfate would be there. Now we'll see the functions of the large intestinal juice. First function would be the neutralization of the acids. Strong acids formed by bacterial action in large intestine are neutralized by the alkaline nature of the large intestinal juice. The alkalinity of this juice is mainly due to the presence of large quantity of bicarbonate. Second function of large intestinal juice would be the lubrication activity. Mucin present in the secretion of large intestine lubricates the mucosa of large intestine and the bowel contents so that the movement of bowel is facilitated. Mucin also protects the mucous membrane of large intestine by preventing the damage caused by the mechanical injury or chemical substances. Now we'll see the functions of large intestine. First would be the absorptive function. Large intestine plays an important role in the absorption of various substances such as water, electrolytes, organic substances like glucose, alcohol, drugs like anesthetic agents, sedatives and steroids. Second function would be the formation of feces. After the absorption of nutrients, water and other substances, the unwanted substances in large intestine form feces. This is excreted out. Third function would be the excretory function. Large intestine excretes heavy metals like mercury, lead, bismuth, and arsenic through feces. Then there is secretory function. Large intestine secretes mucin and inorganic substances like chlorides and bicarbonates. Synthetic function. Bacterial flora of large intestine synthesizes folic acid, vitamin B12, and vitamin K. By this function, large intestine contributes in erythropoietic activity and blood clotting mechanism. Dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is a group of food particles which pass through stomach and small intestine without being digested and reach the large intestine unchanged. Other nutritive substances of food are digested and absorbed before reaching the large intestine. Characteristics feature of dietary fiber is that it is not hydrolyzed by digestive enzyme. So it escapes digestion in small intestine and passes to large intestine. It provides substrate for microflora of large intestine and increases the bacterial mass. The anaerobic bacteria in turn degrade the fermentable components of the fiber. This is how in large intestine some of the components of fiber are broken down and absorbed and remaining components are excreted through the feces. Components of dietary fiber. Major component of dietary fibers are cellulose, hemicelluloses, D-glucanes, pectin, lignin, and gums. Cellulose, hemicelluloses, and pectin are partially degradable, while other components are indigestible. Dietary fibers also contain mineral, antioxidants, and other chemicals that are useful for health. Sources of the dietary fiber. Sources of dietary fiber are fruits, vegetables, cereals, bread, and wheat grain. Significance of dietary fibers, why we are discussing about it, because diet with high dietary fibers has health benefits, since dietary fibers delays the emptying of stomach, increases the formation of bulk and soft the feces, and aids the defecation. It contains substances such as antioxidants and other useful substances. When high dietary fiber food is taken, other foods which may cause some diseases may be decreased in quantity or completely excluded from diet. Diet with high fiber content tends to be low in energy, and it may be useful in reducing the body weight. Some components of dietary fibers also reduce the blood cholesterol level and thereby decrease the risk for coronary heart disease and gallstones. Dietary fiber is suggested for treating or to prevent constipation and bowel syndrome. It is also helpful in treatment of some disorders like the diabetes, cancer, ulcers, etc. So this was all about the large intestine. In this topic there would be composition of intestinal juice, function of that, and the function of large intestine would be there, and we'll talk about the digestion and absorption of digestion and absorption in large intestine in another lecture. But today I'm going to talk about two applied aspects, applied physiology. One is the appendicitis, because it is very common term and you should have to know about this. So what happens in appendicitis and what is that? So inflammation of appendix is known as appendicitis. Appendix is a small worm-like appendage projecting from cecum of ascending colon. It is situated on the lower right side of the abdomen. Appendix does not have any function in human beings, but it can create major problems when diseased. So appendicitis can develop at any age. However, it is very common between 10 and 13 years of age. So appendicitis मतलब जो appendix है अंदर नो जो अपने swelling का ये सोजो का ये, that is that. What can be the causes? The causes for appendicitis is not known. It may occur by the bacterial or viral infection. It also occurs during the blockage of connection between the appendix and large intestine by the feces, foreign body, or the tumor. Features. Main symptoms of appendicitis is the pain which starts around the umbilicus and then spreads to the lower right side of the abdomen. It becomes severe within 6 to 12 hours. There would be nausea, vomiting, constipation or diarrhea, difficulty in passing gas, low fever, abdominal swelling and loss of appetite. If not treated immediately, the appendix may rupture and the inflammation will spread to the whole body, leading to severe complications, sometimes even death. Therefore, the treatment of appendicitis is considered as an emergency. Usual standard treatment for appendicitis is appendectomy, surgical removal of the appendix. The second one is the ulcerative colitis. So we'll understand what is ulcerative colitis. So ulcerative colitis is an inflammatory bowel disease which is called IBD, characterized by the inflammation and ulcerative abrasions in the wall of the large intestine. It is also known as colitis or proctitis. Rectum and lower part of the colon are commonly affected. Sometimes the entire colon is affected, and ulcerative colitis can occur at any age, and more commonly it affects people in the age of 15 to 30 years, and rarely it affects 50 to 70 years old people. What can be the causes of that? Exact cause for ulcerative colitis is not known. However, it is believed that interaction between the immune system and viral or bacterial infection causes the ulcerative colitis. What are the features? What are the symptoms? So, abdominal pain, diarrhea with blood in the stools, early fatigue, loss of appetite and weight, arthritis and osteoporosis, eye inflammation, liver diseases like hepatitis, cirrhosis, etc., skin rashes and anemia. So it was about the two things which are very common we have talked about. One is appendicitis and the other is ulcerative colitis. So this was all about the large intestine. As I have told you before, we'll talk about the digestion and absorption in large intestine in our further or coming lecture. So if you are having any query in this, let me know.